Oh, well, hey guys. What's up, guys? I guess I was talking to I guess I was talking to nothing. Oh my goodness. Well, hello everybody. Oh my gosh. Oh man, what a day, man. What a day. Anyways, well, good evening, everybody. Let's go ahead and restart that here. Good evening. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are doing all right. Um, we're back here though. We're back. Somehow I accidentally hit the mute button, like before I even went live. I don't even know how that's even possible. Anyways, well, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. So we got ourselves an overall 60% chance of development now. That's what I was talking about a second ago. You guys couldn't hear me, but the probability has increased to a 60% chance overall formation now. This morning, I believe it was at a 50% chance overall. We have indeed upgraded our potential here. Hurricane Center's latest update has us at an overall 60% chance formation in the next 7 days. In the next 2 days, we have a 0% chance. We're not expecting this thing to develop in the next 2 days, but throughout the next week, we have a 60% chance, and that probability is only going to continue to go up here. So we're going to continue watching that. Now, what I was saying here is we got two other little areas here, 10-10 shot. These guys are likely not going to do anything. Even if they did do something, they're well out in the ocean. These two guys are not any concern. But like I said, this guy right here, this is the one we need to be extra cautious. This is the one that we need to be heavily watching closely. So we got a new run of models since this morning. We went live for you guys to give you guys an update on the tropics here. We went over all the models, and we're gonna do the same thing. We got some new runs coming through. We got a lot of new information here for y'all. But we're gonna first of all backtrack to this morning's run of the GFS. That's where we're gonna start. This morning, I think, actually, you know what? No, this might have been the 06 Zulu we had in this morning's update. But anyways, this is the 12 Zulu from earlier this morning here. So the storm's not really expected to start developing until right around the 24th and 25th. So we are still, several days away from the storm itself starting to develop. So we're still a little ways away before the storm is expected to start kind of maturing. Now, according to the 12 Zulu GFS, we track our way into the Gulf here right around the 26th, go through the 27th, and right around the 28th is whenever this run has it making landfall near Louisiana. And like I said, this is, one model run. Take this with a grain of salt. These models ain't perfect, and we're going to continue to see the models hopping around quite a bit over the next couple of days, as there still is a fair amount of uncertainty here. But the 12 Zulu from earlier this morning kind of showed that system making landfall near Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama there towards Mobile, potentially according to GFS. But like I said, take that with a grain of salt. Now we have the 18 Zulu. Now this is the latest GFS run. Once again, still showing that activity starting to kick off here right around the 25th. That's when we start to get that potential depression starting to develop there. Tracks into the Gulf for the 26th. And honestly, really not a lot different than the previous run from this morning. So it's pretty consistent in the last two runs here. Actually, the last three runs. The 06 Zulu had it going out here as well. A little bit stronger, but the models, they are the last three GFS runs have been showing this thing kind of near eastern Louisiana, out there toward Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, maybe towards Pensacola, Florida, as a possibility. Now, like I said, we cannot say that this is where the track's going to go, because we still don't know yet. And like I said, there's still a really good shot that the models are going to continue to hop around for the next couple of days. I mean, there's definitely still a shot that the models could start trending westward. There's a shot they could start trending eastward. Like I mentioned, we really cannot tell still at this point in time. It is still fairly early in the time being. This model shows landfall on the 28th. That is a little bit more than a week away. Well, actually about a week. If we don't consider today, since today is pretty much over with, that's about a week away. So obviously, a week from now, a lot can change. A lot can definitely change. If this hits Texas, will this cause flooding rain in the whole? Okay, the whole state probably not. Where it hits, like I said, where it hits, it would probably cause some flooding. But like I said, we don't even know if this thing's going to impact Texas or if it's going to. Yeah, we don't know if it's going to make landfall in like Florida, if it's going to make landfall towards like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or even Texas. Like I said, we don't know that right now. If it did, wherever it does make landfall, there will probably be flooding, as typically these tropical systems can indeed cause that to occur. But like I mentioned, we're not going to really consider that right now, especially knowing that we really don't know where the storm is going to ultimately end up, if that makes sense. Let's hop over to Euro. Now we got the 12 Zulu ECMWF run here. So the Euro, oh wow, look at that, man. So according to Euro, the storm really kind of gets dug into the southern Gulf here, and then it kind of rapidly shifts its way. To the northeast here, out there towards some of the similar areas there. Not as strong, obviously. Like I said, the Euro has, I think, been underdoing these storms this year quite a bit. So, but yeah, the latest ECMWF here shows that low, making that quote unquote landfall there towards the 29th, out there towards the eastern Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, coast out there. But like I mentioned, that still is not for sure. It is still not known yet. So we'll definitely be watching that. Now let's move on to CMC here. We got the 12 Zulu CMC model run here. Oh wow, that is quite an interesting run. Look at that. The latest CMC actually has it making landfall in Louisiana there. Going a lot further west. Quite a big storm, though, too. Look at that. That thing's taking up half the Gulf. I mean, that's a massive, massive storm. And obviously, the bigger storms they are, the more energy they need to get stronger. So, you're going to need a lot of energy to get that thing rolling. But I tell you what, man, that is a big, big storm, according to CMC there, and has it making landfall there towards Louisiana on the 28th. Roughly the 29th here. Like I mentioned, the timing for landfall, like I said, we really cannot tell that right now, but it really just kind of determines on speed of the storm, where the storm ultimately goes. I mean, that's a big factor there, but that's CMC. That's definitely interesting. Let's see here. What's up, Jonathan? Hope we're doing good. Don't look at the end of the GFS run. Okay, I won't. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you look that far in time, it's in La La Land. I really don't look any further than I need to, honestly, because the further you look out, the more inaccurate the models get. That's what you guys need to understand, is that every hour you go out in the models, the more inaccurate they get. And considering that we are still about a week away from the storm, potentially making landfall, that's a lot of time for things to change. I mean, on average we get a good grasp of what to expect with the storm about 4 days out, roughly. So about 4 days out or so, on average, that's kind of when we get a good idea of what the storm's going to do. And like I mentioned, we're still a week out, so there's likely going to be some big changes still to come. And, the models, they're going to likely continue to trend in different ways. I would not be surprised if we still continue to see some of those model runs trending further west, continue to trend, more towards the core, the center here of the Gulf, or, more to the east here. Like I said, that's likely going to happen over the next couple of days as these models, try to come to an agreement here. Right now, they're relatively in disagreement. Like I mentioned, though, the latest GFS, the last 3 GFS runs want to have this thing near Louisiana. That's the 12 Zulu there. The previous one was the 18 Zulu. This is the 6 Zulu. And they all kind of, support this thing maybe getting near that area. The 0 Zulu as well. Actually, the last 4 GFS model runs, yeah, and then the 5th one had it for Florida. So the last 4 runs of the GFS suggests that the storm might go towards like Louisiana, towards Mississippi, Alabama's coast out there. That's what the latest GFS, the last 4 runs of the GFS suggests. CMC, like I mentioned, has it going further west here. That's the 12 Zulu run. The 0 Zulu run was really doing a weird run here. Kind of did something funky. Yeah, but had it maybe going there towards, the Eastern Gulf here. But anyway, so it's definitely, it seems like the models might be getting a little bit of a better grasp on things. I mean, like I said, Euro showing that storm there too, ultimately. Once again, this is not final, though. This is definitely not final, considering that we're still, once again, about a week or so away, and there's a lot that can easily change. What's up, Brett? Hope you're doing good, man. That thing can go crazy in a week. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Both strength and, track can be completely different, by the time we actually get to the event here. Absolutely. And like I mentioned, the storm's not even expected to start developing until right around maybe the 24th, 25th. And that's going to start happening in the Western Caribbean. So, we're still several days away before the storm even starts to develop. So, I mean, and we got to learn a lot about that. Once it starts developing, if it gets, say it picks up some more intensity than we expected, then that could potentially ultimately, change its overall, expectancy. There's a lot of variables here. There's a lot of variables, and a single change, a small little change in one variable can completely throw off the system. And especially with being out this far in time, there's just so much that could still easily change. So just keep that in mind, and just know that at this point in time, nothing is final. We're not going to be final until a couple days before the impact, but even then. There's still a chance it can change. But, like I mentioned, we're still about a week away out, in which that is, that's still, it is what it is. Tomorrow, upgrade to enhanced risk. I haven't been watching the severe weather. I didn't see, actually, we looked this morning. I didn't see anything crazy going on. Got a little slight tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about severe weather. I mean, tomorrow we got a little slight risk out there, but, that's like 350-something thousand people. There's not a whole lot of people out here. It's like western Texas and southeastern New Mexico there, but, yeah, I mean, nothing really big. But anyways, what's my guess? It'll reach level, like category? I can't accurately tell you that right now, just due to the fact that there's so much differential in models. But the way this is going, I'd say this thing has a good shot of at least being a Category 1. That's about all I can say right now. I mean, could it be stronger? Absolutely. But the way that the models have been talking, I mean, they all seem to be pretty confident in that pressure being well within threshold of at least Category 1. So. At this point in time, I'd say it's certainly a good possibility that this thing will become a hurricane at some point. But, like I mentioned, how strong of a hurricane, we don't know. I'd say at least Cat 1. But, once again, just know things can change. It could be stronger. It could be theoretically weaker. But I haven't seen much support in it getting weaker. I've only seen, the latest support showing the storm being, in that realm of at least Category 1 strength here. Pressure down to 970s is, definitely in that realm. That's CMC. The last several GFS model runs here showing that, definitely in the pressure realm of hurricane strength and all that. So, at this point in time, I can tell you that it's likely going to at least be a Cat 1. But, it could be stronger. Who knows? What's up, Glendale? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. What will its name be? Helene. The next name on the list is Helene. The storm that was out there by the Carolinas about a week or so ago, that one was expected to be Helene, but it never got it. It remained a potential tropical cyclone, and it didn't get the name. So the next name is Helene still, and this is the next storm to develop. So Helene is the name. Helene is the name. Anyways, let's hop over to ensembles, y'all. We're gonna hop over to the EPS ensembles. So we're gonna talk about these members here. So first of all, let me go ahead and tell you real quickly what an ensemble is, what these ensemble models represent. So think of it. So the EPS is a model, and there is what we call members. Now these members are basically like little individual runs of this model. And of course, here's an example. So we're looking at the pressure, right? So we're looking at, this big orange blob. This is where the majority of those members show that storm. You see all these little markers here. These are all those little members showing, different pressures of, the core here. But anyways, so you can see all of these members are scattered out. I mean, these pressures are all over the place. So what this is telling us is that the models are, you can see how they're fairly compacted down here in the Western Caribbean. That's where the storm starts. And then once we get to the Gulf, see all those numbers spread out there? Those are the members. And you can see the majority of those members, kind of being maybe they're towards the eastern side. That's where the strongest, overall, that's kind of where the strongest activity is according to this model. Is going to be in the eastern side. So according to the EPS, you can actually see that in the later portion there's more activity on the western side, but yeah, it's just all scattered out. That's what this model is saying, is that these are all over the place. There's some members showing the storms making landfall there towards the western Gulf, and some showing towards the eastern Gulf. They are just completely all over the place. Now let's look at GEFS, showing relatively the same thing. However, you can see most of those members there are actually on the eastern Gulf, as you can tell. And whoa, there's actually a member that gets down to 930 millibars. That is very weird. But anyways, showing still a lot of that activity there towards like the eastern Gulf. So we haven't really figured that out yet, still. And like I said, if you guys are just tuning in here, just want to let you guys know that it's still too early to know where this thing's gonna go. The models are still kind of all over the place here, both regarding its strength and regarding its path here. So just know that it's still hard to tell right now where it's gonna go. But I will tell you guys something, and what I do want you guys to do is, if you live out there by the Gulf Coast, say you live along the Gulf Coast here, what I want you to do is monitor this, okay? Just keep an eye on it for the next couple of days, and like I said, just continue to watch our weather updates here. We'll continue to give you guys the latest information. Like I said, these are the latest models that just came out here, so we'll continue to give you guys the latest info and stuff like that. So just continue to stay tuned for the next several days here while we continue to track this system here. But like I mentioned, we're gonna have to be watching this one pretty closely. Okay, like I said, there definitely could be some heavy impacts with the storm here at some point. So we'll definitely watch out for that. Let's see, what's up? Hope you're doing good, my friend. What's up, Davis? Central Virginia gonna be all right? Yeah, Central Virginia's fine. Let's see here. What's up, SPC? Hope you're doing good, man. Are the chances getting lower for the thing to go out into the Atlantic and hitting North Carolina? Well, there's not really a lot of models that suggest that right now. Majority of the models, if not all the models, actually keep it in the Gulf. So, yeah. Let's see. Don't forget to have clean water tanks. Yeah, so like I mentioned, we don't know exactly where it's going to go right now. So, we really can't tell you, guys, where to prepare for this right now. Just due to the fact that we still really don't know where it's going to end up. I mean, say if we say, okay, Florida, prepare for it, then it completely changes course. And, then what's the use? Once we know where the thing's going to go, that's when we need to prepare for it. Now, like I said, all I need you guys to do right now is just watch it. Just monitor this. No need to freak out. No need to panic or buy out the stores, stuff like that right now. No, don't do that. There's no need to do that right now. And like I mentioned, there still is several days away, and we still have plenty of days to prepare for this. So, it's still uncertain where it's going to go, how strong it's going to be. And like I mentioned before, the storm starts to develop here right around the 25th. I mean, that's still 5 days away. That's still, well, actually, technically like 4 days away, but still, that's 4 days away before the storm even starts to develop. Yet alone, a couple more days after that, that's whenever the impacts could potentially, take place. But, like I'm saying, we still have plenty of time. So take it easy. It'll be all right. Try not to worry yourself about it. I know this, type of weather can be very nerve-wracking. Trust me, I get it. I'm here in Florida. We have these, quite often, and I get how they can be very stressful and stuff like that. But try not to let it get to you, okay? It's still a little early. There's still a lot of things that can change here, so we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Momo says, just got here. How's Southern Alabama looking? We're going to get hit. So Southern Alabama, like I mentioned, we don't know exactly. I'm going to keep on saying this. I sound like a broken record. We don't know where it's going to make landfall at. Now, the latest GFS model runs, the last 4, I will say, has it going near Southern Alabama. And that just kind of relays to the, what I was saying a minute ago, to everybody out along the Gulf Coast. Just watch it. And yes, that does include you. So if you're out there in, say, Southern Alabama, just watch the storm. Definitely want you guys to stay tuned, and I want you guys out there to watch the storm. I mean, same thing for, Florida's coast. Watch out for it. Mississippi, Alabama's coast. Watch out for it. Louisiana's coast. Watch out for it. Texas coast. Watch out for it. Like I said, it could take a violent steer at any moment. And, I've seen it happen countless times. And, since the fact we're still about a week away, there's still plenty of time for these models to be hopping all over the place. So just because GFS has been kind of pinpointing this area the last 4 times does not mean that it's finally, set itself in, because this is still pushing 180 to 200 hours out. Which is a fairly good margin, fairly good range to go out in the models. So I do expect things to potentially change there. Let's see here. We should all have drinking water and storable food on hand anyways. Yeah, that's definitely not a bad idea. But I'm just saying, for the people out there, there's no need to panic. There's no need to buy out every store right now. So, like I said, y'all can take a chill pill. It'll be all right. Let's see here. No, Divas, I wasn't blaming you. No, don't worry. I'm not blaming you for any of that. I'm just saying, I'm just letting people know that, you don't have to go out and buy out the stores right now. Because like I said, it's still, it's literally still unknown at this point in time. Let's pull up the ECENS ensembles here. Let's actually pull up this real quickly. These are the models I have not seen here in a while. I looked at the ensembles earlier, but I think this is a new run. Is this 12 Zulu? Yeah, we got the 12 Zulu run out now. So yeah, we got those 2 little areas out there we're watching. 10-10 shot, likely not expected to develop. So there you go. There's Helene. You can see the majority of those little models going up, shooting into the Gulf here. Boy, do they really spread out. Holy cow. Wow, you guys, look at that. Here, let's zoom back in here. Let's zoom in a little bit better here. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Yeah, I mean, talk about uncertainty. Literally talk about uncertainty. Look at this, y'all. Ready? Here comes the ensembles. Goodness, that is just disgusting. Well, can you guys tell where it's going to go? I don't think any of us can right now. So, yeah, I mean, you can see the models, those little ensembles. They're shooting everywhere, man. They're literally everywhere. I mean, there's ensembles hitting every coastline. Some hitting Texas, some hitting Louisiana, some having there towards, Alabama and Mississippi, some out there towards, like, Florida, Panhandle. I mean, it's all over the place there. See, the most has it the Panhandle for now. For now. That's likely going to be hopping around, though. Like I said, that's just one model run. Let's try the GEFS again here. Here's the GEFS ensembles. But yeah, it's certainly all over the place, isn't it? It's just wild, man. Let's see here. So here comes the ensembles. What do you know? Basically the exact same thing. Those ensembles there are just scattered all throughout the Gulf there. Might as well throw a dart at the map. Yeah, honestly. Honestly. Looks like a mess. It is a mess. It is a mess right now. But, like I said, we don't know where it's going to go. But from what the models have been talking about is that it's likely going to be in the Gulf. I mean, that we can basically tell you. The storm is going to track in the Gulf. Where it hits in the Gulf, we don't know. I will say, though, most of the models, they do have the storm, being at least a Category 1. And like I said, I really stand firm with I do expect this thing to become a Category 1, at least, if not stronger. Just due to the fact that, there's going to be some, very conducive conditions for development, such as, first of all, very warm sea surface temperatures. It doesn't just rely on that. You also need moisture, which look at this, y'all. We're going to pop up the moisture. Look at that big blob of blue and green there. That's showing a lot of humid air in the atmosphere, throughout the atmosphere. So that is representing a lot of moisture. So not only do we have that really warm ocean water, but we also have a ton of moisture in the atmosphere there too. And then, of course, wind shear. Now, this looks pretty strong, but this is actually the venting process, I believe, partially. There's a jet stream right here, you can see. We have a trough coming down that could steer the storm, but overall, though, yeah, that could be an issue at some point far down in time as wind shear. But, for the time it's going to be in the Gulf, it probably will not have any kind of concern for much wind shear. I honestly think that, we're going to be in some fairly good waters for development. Now, you can kind of see there the latest GFS, actually, there you go. The latest GFS run, how it kind of shows a big swath of dry air getting intruded into that, or kind of getting, injected, I should say, into that storm there. You see all that brown and, kind of tan color. That's showing dry air getting into it, which that's something tropical systems do not like, is dry air. But you can see represented there in all that blue and green color. That's all a lot of moisture throughout the atmosphere, kind of our mid-upper atmosphere. Showing a lot of moisture available. Yeah, that is certainly, going to also contribute to the storm likely being, I'd say, pretty decent, overall. So that's what leads me to really believe that this thing has a really good shot of at least being, at least a Category 1. I mean, all the models I've really seen here, like, CMC showing 970s, that's, pressure equivalent of, at least Category 1 strength there. The last several GFS models, I mean, I haven't seen a GFS model here in a couple days showing anything under Category 1. The models, they're all, the GFS is, still continuing to support that activity. We already looked at the CMC there. Euro, like I said, Euro has been severely underperforming this season, which has been pretty interesting. It's been doing that with a lot of other systems, been severely underperforming. Euro doesn't really show it as aggressive. Still shows that pressure maybe in the upper 980s with the latest run, but like I said, Euro's been severely underdoing these systems this year. So I'm taking this model with a grain of salt here, as we should. Should never take one model more serious than the other. I mean, like I said, though, it seems like this year the Euro's been pretty pretty slow with these storms. I mean, we have other models like Icon, which Icon does not go out far enough yet. Actually, I lied. The 12 Zulu does. Keeping that thing relatively weak. But, like I mentioned, though, it's just... It really just... We're just going to have to continue watching that. I mean... the storm's not expected to start developing once again. If you guys are just tuning in here, the storm's not expected to kind of start happening until like the 24th. So we're still a good 3-4 days away before the storm even starts to brew there in the Western Caribbean. And then of course, we're going to continue to work our way up into the Gulf, and then that's going to be a couple more days of potential strengthening and all that mess. So, you know, it's just kind of really all over the place there. I do notice another little tropical system there towards Mexico. I've actually noticed that with these models here. Look at that. There's another, might be a little guy over here towards Mexico. Yeah, it seems like some of the models support, all the models support actually. Wow, look at that. Huh. Anyways, but yeah, you know, what it boils down to, guys, is yes, it's still too early to tell where it's going to go. The storm could make landfall as far west as Texas, could make it as far away as as far east as Florida. You know, landfall could be, you know, literally anywhere across the Gulf Coast here right now. But you know, it's still all over the place here, man. So it's a little early to tell. Here, let's hop over here real quickly. We're gonna pull up some other models for you guys. This site does not have all. Here we go. Let's zoom out of here a little bit. We got pivotal weather now coming in. Coming in for the save with some of these other models we got. Let's hop over to Southeast US. This should be able to keep things in view. So let's look at the GDPS here. The 12 Zulu GDPS model suggests the storm. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the CMC is the GDPS model. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the GDPS is the CMC. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it shows the exact same thing. Let's see here. We also got GraphCast GFS. It's basically the AI version of the GFS model. So, you know, AI kind of taking over here. The AI GFS. Wow, that is really delayed. Holy cow, man. The AI GFS doesn't have the storm, I mean, not even making landfall, and that's already the 30th. That is a late shower to the party there. Wow, that is, yeah, that's the latest model that shows that storm there. Rachel says, thanks again for the weather update, Andrew. I don't even bother with the weather channel since I found your channel. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'll do everything I can to help keep you prepared. And like I said, we'll bring you the latest and stuff like that. Okay, so here's Euro, ECMWF AI version. Whoa. Hello, buddy. Okay. That's the 06 Zulu. Let's do the 012. Or, sorry, the 12, not the 012. Okay, so the 12 Zulu ECMWF, this is the AI version. Shows that same little area there, man. Look at that. So it shows like eastern Louisiana, out there towards, you know, like Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, towards like Pensacola area. It shows that, you know, potential hurricane out there. That is certainly interesting. Yeah, so that's your AI version. That's the AI version there. Let's see here. We got GFS. So here's the normal GFS, guys. We'll do the 18 Zulu here for you. 18 Zulu. Yeah, you can see that has going kind of towards that same area there. Kind of like right over Mobile. Look at that. Yeah, the GFS, the latest GFS has it going like right over Mobile there. Could certainly still bring some heavy impacts towards like the, you know, the panhandle of Florida and stuff if that, you know, hypothetically did occur. But, you know, once again, this is not final. This is still early guidance here. Still early guidance. If I look at nav, it has a Cat 5. Of course it does. Just like I'm sure, you know, when we get closer to the event, that the NAM 3K will show a Category 5 as well, like it always does. There's just some models that are just not meant for hurricanes. And the NAM 3K is one of them. Anyways, yeah, that's GFS. Once again, Euro, ECMWF here. Euro has it kind of, you know, relatively. See, the Euro has it swinging out a lot further. I know you can't really see it on this, but, you know, the Euro has it swinging out like way far and then turning. Compared to some of those other models, but still kind of ends up in the same place, huh? Kind of out there towards the panhandle. I mean, we'll continue watching this and seeing if this is actually the models starting to agree on a place, but, you know, once again, we're still a week out at least, so there's still likely going to be numerous changes in the models and stuff like that, so, you know, just watch out for it. Jerry says, I'm in the Gulf Shores, and we're watching all the stations to stay on top of it. Next week around Tuesday or Wednesday, if we decide if we're going to book a hotel in Montgomery or not. We're not going to wait this one out. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, certainly watch it. Like I mentioned, everybody along the coast here should really monitor the storm here. Coastal Florida, coastal Alabama, coastal Mississippi, coastal Louisiana, even coastal Texas. Like I said, literally the Gulf Coast just needs to monitor this. And the models, that's the thing, is that the models show this thing being a fairly large system too. So there's going to be quite a big wind field. As you can tell, I mean, the whole wind field, according to the ECMWF model run here, takes up the whole eastern Gulf here, and it, near tropical storm force winds. So, I mean, like I said, it's a pretty large storm. It seems like the models really do have it, becoming a fairly large system overall. Now, we got the CFS model. By the way, this is a climate model. You shouldn't use this for tropical cyclone. It's just kind of me just goofing around here. But anyways, yeah, so, the models, they're still coming to an agreement here. Like I said, bottom line, if you guys are tuning in here, it's too early to tell, okay? So keep that in mind. It's still too early to know where it's going to go. But, the latest runs, it seems like they're really starting to kind of target this little area here, this little cove of eastern Louisiana, coastal Mississippi, coastal Alabama, out there towards like the panhandle of Florida. Once again, this is not set in stone yet. This is far from being set in stone. We're still a good 7 days away or more from the event here. So there is almost certainly going to be a lot more model changes. And like I said, we're probably going to continue to see tons and tons of shifts going on here. We're likely going to see the models shift to the east quite a bit, shift to the west again quite a bit, probably hop back and forth still a couple more times by the time the models start to say, okay, now we kind of know where it's going to go, and they start to point their crosshairs at that point. Like I said, right now it's a big guessing game of where it's going to end up. And like I said, no area right now needs to go out and buy out everything in the store. No, you don't need to do that. Once we know where it's going to hit, then that's when you want to prepare. And we'll let you guys know days in advance. We're not going to wait till last minute, of course, to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, you need to prepare. And when you have like a day left. No, we'll let you guys know when the models are, finally in agreement mode and stuff like that. And once they turn into that agreement mode, that's, when we're going to really, start telling you guys to get prepared for it. But just for now, if you live across the Gulf Coast, just please keep an eye on it, and just know that there is, likely going to be a tropical system to impact the Gulf here for next week. Okay, that we do know. The storm is likely going to occur at this point in time. It looks like the eye is right over the Gulf Shores, but it doesn't matter the size. Everyone's around will still get something. Maybe. We'll have to see, Jerry. Like I said, models could severely shift west, severely shift east. All the models as of now showing it kind of staying in the Gulf. So, at this point in time, it's likely going to stay in the Gulf here. I haven't seen any models to have it going under Florida. I've seen a couple models having it hit like western Florida, but going out in the Atlantic, I have not really seen overall. So, anyways, but that's that. Let's see, we got the GEFS ensembles here. I don't know, do we have any here? This is the average 10-meter winds here according to the GEFS here. It doesn't really show much, but it does show some of those winds out there. But that's a mixture between all the members there. I don't think, this is not as useful as this model is on the Tropical Tidbits website, which we'll pull it up here, the GEFS again. Ensemble, pressure, in which you can see here that the GEFS, you see all those ensembles, see all those little red, here, let's zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see it a little better. See all those little red numbers? That's indicating the pressure per member. And so this is one model with a bunch of members, we call them, which is basically like little runs. And you can see that there's, a couple of members, that's these little dots. The majority of the activity is, out there towards like the central and maybe eastern Gulf, according to the GEFS. The GEPS, kind of same thing. It hasn't really dispersed though throughout the Gulf. There's some models that have it, or some members that have it in the western side of the Gulf, and some that shows it on the eastern side. So, it's unknown right now. But anyways, my friends, well, I think I'm probably gonna roll off here. That's really about all we can talk about. At this point, if we continue going on, we're just gonna keep on repeating ourselves here. But that's the latest models. That's what we got going on here. If you guys did enjoy it, do me a favor, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and most importantly, sharing this, guys. You don't know how important it is to share this type of information. So if you guys could, anybody just share it to it. I want you to share it to at least one person. Tell them to subscribe. That way that, we can continue to keep you guys updated, and we, like I said, could potentially help out a lot of people here. So you guys can make a huge difference if you decided to do that. It would be much appreciated. Once again, I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you. And like I said, we'll continue to keep you guys updated. We'll do another live stream tomorrow morning on the tropics. We'll do another one tomorrow evening. We'll continue to pump out these updates for you guys, as they're going to be much needed. So 2 updates a day. And then, of course, the day of the landfall, we're going to do some live coverage, stuff like that. So, like I said, we'll be here for you guys. We're not going to leave you alone here. We're going to keep you all up to date. I'll make sure to give you guys the latest info, the latest analysis and stuff like that. So, but anyways, Jerry says, well, thank you. You're very welcome, Jerry. No problem. What's up, Justin? Let's see here. You're very welcome, my friend. No problem. Is it Nathiano? I'm so sorry. I have no idea how you say your name, my friend. I am terribly sorry. That's something you're going to learn with me, as I am terribly bad at pronouncing names. So, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. But, alrighty, everybody. Well, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. You guys, have a great weekend, stuff like that. Like I said, we'll see you tomorrow morning for an update. And we'll keep you guys posted. But, alrighty, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out, my friends. Have a good night.